Hello and salam sejahtera. My name is Erna Smith Ipoy with student ID P121629 from Set 1 semester 2022 and 2023, and this subject is related to ZCMA 6072, which is a business ethic and corporate governance. Alright, so here today I'm going to discuss regarding on my Q&A for my final exam, which is divided into two, section A and section B. So section A is like a simple answer, and then the section B with a case study. So the first question we are going to explain regarding on the principle A. Okay, so what is principle A and what is the question? So here it's asking me about explain why principle A sub 1 of the MCCG requires a company to set the company's strategic aim. So for my answer, as we know that principle A sub 1 in MCCG is focused on board responsibility. So in board responsibility, okay, the reason why they practice this kind of thing is because they want to sustain in everything. They want to prolong their success for their plan or the upcoming for business. And if the company can sustain for a long time, the business sustainability also high. And this principle also shown that we must appreciate and sustain the value to the stakeholder. Okay, not only we want to sustain regarding on our business, but we need to sustain on how we value our stakeholder. Stakeholder means someone that are related with the organization and the company itself. Okay, so business no profit will only lead to loss. So that's mean that we don't want to proceed something, or we don't want the board to approve something that is not going to be a profit, which means that will happen a overrun cost inside the company itself. So the strategy and the movement that were set relevantly help the company profile more compatible. It is because they could prove the company have a high leadership and set a good corporate governance attitude. So they also can learn to exercise their CR, which is corporate responsibility, which is focused on three key elements: social, environmental, and also the economic. Okay, so next is my section B. Section B is related to the cases or company which name Warisan. So Warisan is company that allocate in Kedah, and their business is focused on garden center. So now they want to expand their business, so they were applying the MCCG 2021, but unfortunately there is a few things they need to deal with because they have an issue and they want to improve their approach on the CSR, so corporate social responsibility, because this is really important. Sometimes company always miss out or mislook regarding on this business model strategy, because it is really important on how you can trace your problem or risk or issue on that project and then turn it to something that is different, which means that from the project that you've been done, you can see the solution that will be sustained for your business, and also the communication and relationship with everyone outside there. Okay, so from my answer here, okay, we have main character, which is Molly Wong, as a company secretary. In her write-up, okay, she did mention there is three problem that being focused in. So the first thing first is about how they want to relate for the environmental issue, because they want to apply the CSR, and then there is no staff that really know about this thing and cannot give the opinion about CSR. So it's like quite dangerous because some simple knowledge might jeopardize this kind of thing. Right, Warisan does not have any key performance. Okay, this is a very unusual because company need to have KPI to measure their success in something that implement, and then sometimes based on the profit they want to gain for the certain quarter or also the yearly. Alright, so my first question is mentioning about four main categories of the role of company secretary, which is Molly Wong can assist. Then Molly Wong can assist focus group and the board regarding on the CSR. So here I mentioned about four main role that need to be focused on, which is the first thing first. Then Molly must remind them and ensure them to know regarding the law that apply on the company, which is if they want to be a success company or anything, they must ask for the Molly Wong advice regarding on the rule and regulation they need to follow. Because if you ignore this kind of like MCCG things, it will show that you are not really applying the good corporate things in your company, right? So second thing is to note down every minute meeting and resolution, because every minute meeting is like a reference for the next project or for the next solution that need to be done. Okay, the third one is a financial report. So this is really important because Molly Wong is not only working with herself, but she need to work with a few committee to make financial report. It is because financial report is really important when you want to start a new business. Business mean you need a cost. You don't want to run a cost, and you don't want to overrun the cost. So you want to know how much is already being used previously, what is the current use, and how much you want it to be left on the next stage. Okay, so this is how we're going to keep track. But if you are not really keeping track all of this, it might put your company in danger regarding on the financial and non-financial report. So the next thing is we mentioned about the transparency of annual reporting. It is important because we want to know how your growth rate in your business and how your strategy being pulled. Is it okay? Is it no? And we want to know how the what is your next plan and what is already being done during the year of your planning. So that is why everything is really important, because we don't want to put a secret. We don't want to make the investor or the shareholders stakeholder to wondering what happened in our company, because they have a voice, they have the right to say something for the company, to implement for the company, so they can reach for the success. And then after we're done for the four main roles, now we need to know how Molly can assist them, because as we can see, if they are just severely doing everything, simply doing it, the investor might doesn't see the clear picture or what they want to do, and they might not reach the same goal. So that is from my answer. So what they need to do, they must bring all of this data and then do the brainstorm together, come with a business pitch that are very clear with some resolution, and foresee what risk they can see. Because it's impossible for a company doesn't have a issue, so come with an issue and then find a resolution for it, and then we can let the investor to see how the percentage running inside the company itself, because this is how we want to build a trust, to build a healthy relationship and communication with the investor itself. Okay, so that is my first question from the question 7, which is regarding the Warisan. And the second question, which is the final question, is regarding on how we want to approach the risk register, and then how we going to protect for the reputational risk. Okay, so in here I provide around 3 steps of how we going to do the risk register. The first thing first is to identify the risk inside the CSR program itself. Okay, why? Because sometimes CSR is not a simple task to be done. It is because we want to see how long and what is the impact that can be given, not only for the social but environmental as as long as it also related with the economy. So the second thing is about make a timeline record, because the timeline is really important. Why? Issue always happen almost every day, maybe quarterly, monthly, yearly, we doesn't know. But with the record, or we jot down everything that happened on that day regarding the issue must come with the resolution. So that's mean when we already settle all this problem, we will see this quarter what is the problem. So next thing, before we done the annual reporting, we will refer back all this kind of thing to make sure we complete the KPI, and then to see is there any loop that we can fix, and then is there any implementation that we can be done, and that is where we will find a new resolution for the next issue. In business, we need to always see we always need to foresee what is coming up next, because we doesn't know what is the situation, but we can prepare before anything happen. So the next thing after we touch for the risk register, of course we want to know on how we're going to protect our reputational risk. Reputational risk is regarding on how we're going to protect our own brand, our own company and name. So it's like a trademark. When you walking or introducing yourself with your company name, is like a big name, and it's like your identity. So in here we have an authority that really protect everything that related to the company and the data itself. So data that I mentioned here is about data that relate to how we will gather the report. We gather all the things that related to our business and use it as our plan. Okay, so if this thing being breached, some of the employee in the company will be punished by the law action. So to avoid this kind of thing happen, we must protect everything, and everything must be confidential, so they will be keep in track. Okay, so it is second, always respect the ethical code, because people will use this as a tool to believe or pass about the company. So third, understand your company value and the market target itself. So you don't have to score blindly about your market target, because it will cost money. So everything in the risk is all about money. If you did it wrongly, you might lose some money, but if you did it right, you will gain some money back within a closest time. So I hope that is clear from my part, and I'm really thank you for this opportunity to learn and to gain some knowledge from you. I wish you have a great day and stay safe. Bye bye.